see if they can get across and back again. Some of them come back again, go across and come back again, try to, like they're trying to beat the cars. Now that's not a good game to play. It's all right for leaves, but not a good game for kids to play. Try to beat the cars. Because kids can get killed. Leaves, it doesn't matter. But they're just like they were playing a game when the wind blows. And then an evening comes with a big storm clouds. Big storm clouds in the sky, and the winds blow. And evening falls. And the next morning, look, it is winter. Winter is really here. And those trees are filled with frost and snow and ice and snow on the ground. And it's pretty. Pretty, isn't it? Yes, it is. Beautiful. Just about like a Christmas card, isn't it? Beautiful. And of course, then Uncle Ernie puts out the squirrel and bird feeder out in front of the house. And the squirrel and put cracked corn in it. And the squirrel gets right in there and gets busy at it. But the birds have ice water. Their water is cold. Had to break the ice in it. But it seemed like they just love the ice water. They dive right into it and take turns, hardly take turns at it. All of them just gang around at once to get in the ice water, take a bath. Isn't that funny? One of them sitting on top of the other, just like he didn't want to get his feet wet. Yeah, that was funny. Isn't that something? All those birds getting in there to take a bath together in that cold, cold, cold water. More action you get. Oh, and then look, then a real snow comes. Snow really pelts down that night. And in the morning, look at the cars all covered over. Wow. And the bird feeder and the squirrel feeder. Corn's all filled up. And they scratch and scratch trying to get the snow off. Look at the snow on top of the bird feeder. The squirrels are having trouble and Ernie gets out the shovel. Look at the doghouse to see if the cats are in there. They're in there yet, some of them. There's one of them out there to help Ernie, and he picks it up and pets it. This day I only shoveled as far as the barn. That's as far as I went. Hey, look, there's a cat looking out. What's going on? What's going on? And then the next day, more snow. And more snow, and it's worse and worse and worse in the feeder. Can't get much higher on the top, though. It'll roll off, peak up on top of the feeder in the birdhouse. And the birds sit around and wait for the squirrels to get the snow off the feed. That guard you see there is something I built there to keep the cats from going up there and setting in the bird feeder. If they go up there and set there, then the birds don't come in, of course. And out by the dog house here, Bingo comes out, crawls out to take a look. Comes to the house to see what's going on. And goes right back again. I don't blame her. He comes out and goes right back in the dog house. But on the back steps, look at how the snow's piled up on those back steps. Just like big, long loaves of bread. Long loaves of bread coming out of a conveyor in a bakery. Or they're not. And then Bingo does come out to help me shovel. I tell her to run on ahead now, go on ahead there and trying to break a trail. Well, she tries it. Pretty heavy stuff. Jump through. Now she's getting into a... Yeah, she can't get any further there. Just about. She got into a big snowbank there. She gets stuck. She just stops and lays there and eats some of it. And my wife Katie taking my picture now out through the window, and I'm shoveling, and the cats come to help. The cats come to help Bingo and I shovel. Now, why do you suppose those cats do that? Now, they know that there's nothing out there to eat. They just come and follow me around just because they love me. That's what they do. They're pets that God has given me to love, and I love them, and they love me, and they come to help. There's going to be a problem there in that wire if I don't clear some of that off, which I finally did. I was afraid it would slide down when it melted and take the wire with it. Here's a cat going back. I'm going back in the doghouse. So while he does that, let's take a look at the top of the doghouse. No, he come back out again. So now we'll look at the top of the doghouse. Look at all that snow on top of the doghouse. Isn't that something? Well, now the neighbors are getting at it to clear the driveway out. It's the third day. It's 3 days before we got around to any of us to clear out the driveway. So I better get out there and help too. The neighbor's got his tractor and snowblower out, which can't handle all of it. It takes a lot of shoveling too because it's too high for that to handle. You have to knock it down for them. So I get out, I take these pictures, then I get out and help too. See, we have a partnership drive, and so we partnership. There's a big snowplow going by. If we had that, we'd clear out in a hurry, wouldn't we? Here comes the cats to help. Of course, the first thing we did, the first days, we cleared out so the mailman could get in, the sidewalk out in front, narrow strip so people could walk in it. And the cats. There's our driveway, got all cleared out. Joe would go in the house and get warm or something, probably. There's where I live, that's my house. That tree on the right, I'll tell you more about that later. But here's the cats, they're sitting out there waiting for me to get back up there and for Joe to come out and run his tractor, I guess. But these cats, they do. Winter or summer, they'll follow me around to love because they love me. Now there's that tree there was about 3.5 feet high when we moved there, about 32 years before I took these pictures. In 32 years it grew that high. 32 years last summer it was. Actually 31 years and a half probably the tree was growing that high. Because last winter I took the pictures. And then after we got the driveway cleared out, I started clearing off the car. There's what it looked like on top of the car. I started to get it loose. And of course the squirrels, they flock around as well as the birds. They flock. And I took some pictures at night. I took some time exposure pictures at night. And there's a little sample of it that came out good. With the cars and snowmobiles going by and the street light giving the light front. Neighbor Joe's bird feeder, he's got a cardinal in there. Excuse me. I used my telephoto lens to get it, and there's an example of a beautiful thing that God has done for us to make beautiful cardinals and squirrels like this to go chomp chomp right out in front of my house and in the feeder for us to enjoy. And they oh, it's wonderful. Everywhere is fun things that He's made for us. If you look for them and appreciate them, they return your affection too and your love. And now it's time for us to say goodbye until we see you again next time. Meanwhile, be sure you go to church on the Lord's Day, walk close with God on every day, love your neighbor as yourself, be kind to all of God's creatures, and tune in again to join us in some more grand adventures on the TNT True Adventure Trails. And don't forget to write in for your free storybook. This is for grown-ups too. It's not just for kids, it's for people of all ages. And for your bookmarks to tell you how you can be happy all the rest of your life. Just write to Uncle Ernie, care of this station, and I'll send them to you free and postpaid, no strings attached. Or write to Uncle Ernie, Charlotte, Michigan. Bye now.